Hi, everybody. I just want to spend a couple minutes with you to talk to you about the honors project because I'm sure that's on your mind. We're finishing, well, we're starting week 4, but we're heading towards the end of part 1. And I ask you some feedback of what project plans you have. And so you need to understand what the project options are. And then it's due in week 7. So let me go ahead and share my screen and bring you over to our homepage. And then I'm going to click on modules, and I'm going to go down to where we're in week 4. And here we are, science and ethics. So for this, you're going to come down and you're going to see there's midterm reflections. And one of the questions is, what is your midterm project going to be? What is your course project going to be about? And you're thinking, well, what are my options? So click on project ideas. And I was just working on this the last couple of days. So you're going to have an option, as the syllabus indicated, to do 2 mini projects or 1 larger project. And let me walk you through what is the difference. So an example of the mini projects. I'd like somehow in this course, whether it's the larger project or a mini, and then you can connect to something else, is to do the primary readings of one of our philosophers in this class. So you'd be reading one of the great names. For instance, you can read Aristotle, you could read Plato, you could read Friedrich Nietzsche, you could read Jean-Paul Sartre, you could read Marx. I think I gave you 7 here because their readings were very easy to locate and very easy for me to make Canvas pages for you. So you click on any of those Epictetus, the Stoic writings, some good ones here. Some of them, I think the Sartre one's very, very easy to understand because he wrote it in the 20th century. Nietzsche's quotes, but you have to do some research and find some of your own material on that. Marx's Communist Manifesto changed the world. That's a very important one, especially if you're a poli-sci major. So we have some really good ones. Aristotle's wonderful. I'm only asking you to read book 2, and that's on his idea about moderation. Doctrine of the Mean, he calls it, never go to extremes. And on book 8 about friendship. Those are really good ones. We have Plato and his dialogue called Credo, which has got a lot of ethical themes in there. So here you would do a mini project on the primary, and everybody would do that, assuming you're going to do the 2 minis. And then you pick one that's from the past. This is a project from the past, meaning you're picking a project from a past philosopher. And then you pick something that's present, contemporary, interesting. An example for another mini project would be the social media Netflix film, if you've never seen it before. I know a lot of teachers have required it. Even my high school son at the time was required it in his, I think it was AP Geo class or something. AP Geo, I think that was it. So Social Dilemma, if you've never seen it, would be a good one. Or you can go on a field trip to the Museum of Tolerance if you've never been, or to an Eastern Center and learn about their ethics. Or you can research something very cutting edge and modern like ethics in VR, which is definitely something that people are dealing with and discussing today. AI and ethics, which we started the class off with a little bit, but you can explore that much more in depth. A lot of people are interested in this concept of self-driving cars and the ethics involved in that. You may think, what are the ethical issues of that? Well, if you Google that, up will come a lot of material on that. The trolley dilemma will be mentioned. I also gave you a reading by Sam Harris, who I am a great admirer of Sam Harris in his podcast. Here's a book he wrote online. It's not a long book. It'll take you the most an hour to read. It's a very short mini project. So these are examples of mini projects. And so you would pick one of the past philosophers, and then you pick one modern day, current, cutting edge kind of fun stuff. I also say, if you want to choose another documentary and you don't want to do the social media one, run one by me. There's a lot on animal welfare and environmentalism. Run it by me, make sure it's academic. And then you could send that to me and say, hey, will this suffice? So that would be an example of 2 mini projects. Let's say you're saying, no, I want to just really focus on one larger, more intense project. I don't want to do the 2 minis. Each mini is about 3 hours. You say, I want to do a much larger project. I up here give you an example of one. Where are you? Here it is. So for instance, let's say you wanted to explore Eastern ethics. You want to go to the Buddhist temple. You have no Buddhist background. You want to explore Buddhism. So you go explore the temple. You ideally, if you can attend a service, that would be part of the larger project. You would interview a spokesperson there about their ethics and ask them a series of questions. And then you would also read some of their literature, and that would be like the Dhammapada for Buddhism. So that would be an example of a more extensive project. Instead of being 3 hours for a little mini and 3 hours for the other, it's more like a 6-hour project. it's just focused on Buddhism, but you're covering the past from the readings, the Dhammapada, and you're covering the present in terms of the local temple to Mount Sac and so forth. So I'm kind of going with this theme of past and present. I'm sure you picked that up. Read something from the past in ethics and then study something that's current, cutting edge, futuristic, kind of modern. And I think that would be kind of a neat way to approach it. So again, 2 minis or 1 larger. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to stop sharing. Everybody's been doing wonderful in this class. Keep it up. And now we're on to week 4. And I hope you enjoy that material. It's evolutionary ethics. And I think that's fascinating, and neuroethics as well. Okay, bye everybody. I'm going to end, and hopefully this helped.